Just admit, this is bad for you.
The only person I need is my running mate, Mike Pence. I love Mike Pence. I respect Pence. I'll always have Pence.
Well, actually, today he said he can't condone your remarks, and then he canceled his campaign events.
Mike Pence is a loser. I hate his guts. I call him Puny Pence.
That was Saturday Night Live last night. A joke, of course, but there are some very real defections going on. There are now 16 Republican U.S. senators who say they cannot support Donald Trump or that he should reconsider even running. The panel is back with me. Amanda, 16 senators. Take a listen to Senator Mike Lee, who, to be honest, has never really been a big Trump supporter, but this is pretty surprising.
You, sir, are the distraction. Your conduct, sir, is the distraction. Step aside. Step down. Allow someone else to carry the banner of these principles.
Trump says, Amanda, that he will never quit. Is there anyone in this inner circle that could even broach a subject like that with him, do you think?
I don't think so, because he likes to surround himself with the yes men. I mean, look at the people who are defending him today. Rudy Giuliani is the only one. Do you think he's actually saying you should consider dropping out? But I do want to talk about Mike Lee. You remember him from the floor at the convention, free the delegates, vote your conscience. He was fighting that fight, and it was an amazing thing. And there's been a lot of talk this election about beating back the rigged system, the rich and the powerful. The convention was rigged for Donald Trump by the party. Those people need to be held accountable. And those people aren't showing up on set today. They won't defend what they did and how it was wrong, and they should be held accountable for it. They can turn it around. There is a system that they could vacate the nominee. It's complex, but they need to have those meetings. The fact that people think they can run and hide and cower in the sand from this question is reprehensible.
Well, the RNC rules are one thing, but then there's the state-by-state ballots and getting on the ballots, and the fact is that that is almost impossible, if not impossible, and people are already voting.
The people on the ballot are indicative of the party's preference. They could hold a meeting and change their preference. You cannot change the ballot per se. It's essentially shorthand, a bait and switch, but they would have to do it. It would be very controversial, but they should be talking about it if they recognize that Donald Trump is talking about sexual assault and criminal activity.
Can I say something? What you just described is a full employment program for every election lawyer in the country. There would be a blizzard of lawsuits. Every single person who voted for Trump, wanting Trump, who then had their vote switched against their will to Pence, everybody who got... So you're basically saying because your party nominated this person, the entire country has to be plunged into chaos. I think you should not be allowed to have a late-term abortion of your candidate. You are late in the term. You have to go ahead with this process.
They should look at all options possible.
Well,
this is a crisis.
I know the establishment's against him, I know the media is against him, but the folks like this that are out there, they are fed up. And if you did that, it would destroy the Republican Party. There are too many people that came out in primaries. There are too many people that engaged in the process that would feel like they were stripped of their voice. Whether you like him or not, he was the nominee, and he is the nominee, and he's going to be on the ballot, and it's down to two candidates, so who's going to be president, and you would absolutely send the Republican Party back 3 decades as to being ever able to get people to come out and engage in the process again.
The party's made their bed, and now they have to lie in it. I'm sorry, Amanda, but it's true. Look, the people behind us are supporting Trump, and his steadfast supporters, I believe, will continue to support Donald Trump, but he needs more than his steadfast supporters. He needs Black people. He needs Hispanics. He needs women. And right now, there is no chance he can get these people. I think this election's lost for him.
So, Amanda, let me ask you, do you think that these 16 Republican senators, except for the ones who were already against Donald Trump, like Mike Lee and a few others, do you think that they are now opposed to him because they are so horrified by these remarks, or do you think they think, oh my God, this is going to be a landslide for Clinton, and we need to try to mitigate the disaster so that we don't lose the House and Senate?
A little bit of both, because they are political animals. But the thing that this video brought to light, you are forced, if you haven't asked yourself, constituents are going to ask you, was Donald Trump talking about sexual assault? Is that a crime? Will you enable that behavior? Because if you say, I'm going to support him, I'm going to endorse him, you are complicit. in what he's talking about.
Look, I just want to take a bigger step back. This is a big moment, and we're focused on it, but I want to take a bigger step back here. How did we get here?
Right.
How did you get a Republican Party willing to nominate someone like this? Let's not forget that you have a failure on the part of the Republican leadership on the one hand, but we can argue about what that was. I would argue as a Democrat, President Obama put forward completely moderate proposals. He put forward proposals. Obamacare was Romney Care. Cap and trade was the Heritage Foundation. The American Jobs Act was tax cuts for small businesses. These were things that Republicans found acceptable until he got there. We've had 8 years now of complete obstruction from the Republican leadership, all blaming President Obama when he was trying to do moderate things and calling that socialism. So you now create a situation where you've sown the seeds for extremism inside your own party, and now you're reaping those fruits.
And Jake, it's not just the Republican Party, like Van says. It's the Democrat Party, too, because if Hillary hadn't stolen this, Bernie Sanders would be the nominee. And two folks that ran against the establishment that are absolutely fed up with the system. People want drastic change because of what the United States Congress, Republicans and Democrats have done for too many years.
Andre Bauer, I'm sorry, it's all the time we have. It was a great panel, everyone. Thank you so much.